Pisces, to save some time, I already shuffled the cards and laid them out. I'm using a Celtic 10 card spread that allows me to look at past, present, and future influences. And as always, I'll be going over each card so you can learn about what tarot is all about, as well as the individual aspects of the card, so you start to build your own relationship with the cards, because that's what this channel is all about, getting the betterment and benefit out of tarot. And there's a benefit for you this week, Pisces. There's a conflict of old traditional ways, family ways, society ways, that's causing a friction for the kind of spiritual awakening and your desire for freedom. It's these two cards right here that spell out kind of the whole aspect of the reading. That first card placement is a significator. The Hierophant, it's a major arcana card. It's God's messenger to take the universal message and make it a material reality. He's the healer, the mentor, the teacher. But he's also traditional religion, traditional stuff in society, community, family kind of stuff. And it's being crossed in that second card position by the Hangman. It's a reflection of hanging in time. It's also a major arcana. But the hanging in time is so you could get more in tune with your spiritual awakening. So your time of enlightenment has really started to pay off. And we can be a little antsy-pantsies when we get the Hangman, because we're trying to control things and move things forward. And it makes us maybe like chaotic feeling in our brain set and everything. But these kinds of things are saying that there's a brain set disconnect from your desire to have freedom and your desire to kind of meet the needs of probably family. Okay. And the reason why I say that is in the seventh card position, popping around a little bit, Pisces, in the way that we're feeling about ourselves is the Ten of Pentacles. And that's a reflection of the happily ever after in the area of family, right? And the thing about the Hierophant is you're trying to stick to those traditional values and characteristics that are expected of us, our obligations and responsibilities back to the people that we love or not even love, just happen to be as part of our family or our outside inner circle that has to just be met with that, okay? And that's why I'm saying it. It's like, and this week I need to give you the benefit, because that friction is really playing out in a beautiful way for your enlightenment and your emotional, spiritual growth. That's the thing about the Hangman. He wants to give you the time to kind of have that reflection. He wants to kind of give you that time for regrouping. And the Hangman to me is like God getting in there to help, okay? But something's blocking that freedom to be allowed, or that enlightenment to have to happen. And I think it has to do with family. And I also think that it has to do with what is happening right now. In that sixth card position is the major arcana justice. It's getting our justice. It's usually a great favorable card for law and business and contracts. So if you're waiting on anything like that and you want to bring things forward, it's really favorable. We're in a Mercury retrograde. It goes to the middle of August, so don't really sign anything if you can put it off, because a lot of times in Mercury, well, almost every time I've experienced it, anytime you do anything like that, you're going to have to redo it again. But another reflection of the justice, especially when we have the Hierophant, and I'm going to get to the Wheel of Fortune and the Hangman here, it's about looking at our own inner journey. It's about looking at our responsibilities, our choices, good or bad, fair or just, that we made along our life journeys, right? It's part of the reflection, how you get to the Hierophant, that you even care to do the right thing in those values and characteristics of integrity, ethics, and values. Again, like that's kind of the redeeming thing. And the Justice card, she wants to cut away all the BS. She wants to get to the truth. She wants to be honest. She wants to be fair. She wants to also have a kind heart. The scales need to be balanced out and perfect, right? The negativity along with the positive, the logic along with the intuition. She has that sharp sword, but she could deliver a hard truth with a soft tongue. But it's, again, just because of this reflection here, I think it's more about what you're reflecting on and your past choices. So just be kind to yourself here as well. Don't aim that sword, because you can have a reflection of perfection in the journey of the sword. And the Justice is the major arcana of the sword. So she's a doozy. It's about balancing out. She wants to have that solid foundation. That's what those columns represent, giving her that rock to sit upon, to know that her judgment is going to be fair and just and thought out. She's going to dig deep to find that honesty. And so deep into yourself, what's causing you to, hesitate to do yourself. I think there's obligations and responsibilities, and maybe that's even law stuff too as well. but there's a sense of freedom that's stirring in you, a new way of doing, a new turn on the wheel as well, too. We'll get to that fourth card placement. And what I like to say, the gut feeling is how we're feeling about ourselves, in addition to that beautiful seventh card placement, but it's looking more like an obligation to you. And I'll also say this before I get to the wheel. Well, because of the wheel as well. With these kinds of cards, let's say you're, and with the 10 of Pentacles there with family, let's say you feel like you're running out of time with family. Then position yourself in love. All right, that's the only thing that you could be the answer to anything. It's not doing anything else but being really loving. So wherever you feel like you need to get that balance in you, that justice, and deliver those kind of hard truths with the soft tongue, or maybe not even deliver the hard truths, that's silence is its own kind of piece as well, right? So wherever that is, little Pisces, just you know what to do is right. So just do what's right for you, and then the rest will follow. And the wheel, I just want you to also be validated here in that fourth card position. The Wheel of Fortune, another major arcana card. The wheel's turning in your favor. When it appears for me in a reading, we've been on the downturn for so long. Like we even think that it could last this long. And then if we're putting that ideal of perfection, or look at what I did wrong here in the past, or blah, 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 we're really going to like kind of have a negative narrative. And that's probably why God is stepping in and saying, whoa, with the Hangman, like, no, let's take a break here. You need to regroup. And the Wheel of Fortune, when it appears to me, you're back on the upturn. So take the life lessons that you did from the past and stop looking over your shoulder like that tough stuff that's going to happen in the past. I'm not saying little stupid stuff doesn't happen. That does. But the tough stuff that you brought you through the wheel, and to become the Hierophant and have the beautiful benefit of the Hangman, you don't get to those with the easy lessons. It's going to be the really tough stuff. So be nurturing and loving to yourself. That's first and foremost, all right? Be kind. Don't aim that sword anywhere. And God gives validation as this as well in the third card placement. Oh, 3 and 3. 3 of Pentacles in that third card placement. And what I like to say is God's way of how to navigate the week. And the 3 of Pentacles is a celebratory state in the area of the material. And a lot of people just say it's about work and health and community, but after doing 40 years of tarot, I feel like it touches everything, because the material world does. Family, home, relationship would also be under that domain. It's the earth sign rulers. So, but it's, again, it's an acknowledgement for you that you've reached a plateau of being able to pat yourself on the back of taking something in the material, whether it's family or a creative idea, or just yourself, getting out of that wheel, turn of the wheel, getting into the good favor and the good divine that's kind of shining on you right now, and grooving into that aspect of the celebratory. That's really perfectly well, and that's what God wants you to focus on, because it's going to lead you to the next journey, and including for family. So that's why this crossing combo here is so important, that you need to do for yourself, because it's literally against freedom, against, tradition, or being boxed in, really, more importantly. And you're ready to fly anyway, because not only is it turn the wheel spinning you out in a new direction, but the 2 of Wands in that 5th card placement is what's leaving your life. And the 2 of Wands is really special, because it's imagination, inspiration starting to take off in a new direction, right? But in my deck, you're just coming out of the cave of enlightenment. Caves represent enlightenment times, a spiritual and emotional growth in tarot. And the Hierophant is there. So there he is, appearing on your back. God has done what he wants to do with you, and now is kind of pushing out of the cave and saying, what we're going to create now, Pisces. And there's 2 of you too as well. So that's a representation of your imagination and your creative energy to being able to be combined to make something materialize in the material world, right? It's a beautiful card for kind of feeling enthusiastic and excited again, right? Which I guarantee has been lacking for a while. And that's probably what's spurring on this kind of sense of freedom that you want for yourself. And I just want you to reflect on how you want that to design that, because it still seems like there's responsibilities and obligations. That's what the Hierophant would represent, along with the Pentacles. Like happy family times, everything's going groovy in some ways, but in other ways it's a responsibility that you're having to carry. And again, as a healer, emotional, spiritual, even financial kind of support as well would be a reflection of the Hierophant. So wherever in the present day, that 6th card, you need to kind of balance yourself out and come to decision. And again, do that enlightenment work, because that's kind of the reflection of the justice. Not to beat you up, but to say, okay, we learned some stuff from this. How do we apply it in the future. Everything we learn is for a purpose, right? It's not just to say, oh, let me mess with you. It's mess with us to be prepared for something else, an opportunity. That's what luck is to me, is being prepared for your opportunity, right? And these kinds of cards saying, let's take a breather right now. We've got a lot of cadutos about ourselves, a lot of stirring, and what we just need a little bit more time to keep reflecting. And that's all going to pay off for you, all right? And again, in that seventh card placement, if you feel like you're running out of time, or you're being pushed and pulled in family obligations, or wanting to do the right thing, but again, that spiritual awakening and that sense of freedom, wanting to break free, is kind of pulling at you. Just again, that would be a sense of balance, right? How do you balance your obligations along with your desire to have your own time, right? And that's just human nature. We all need that. And that's kind of been a theme for Pisces for a while, because you've been through some tough lessons. That's a reflection of all these major arcana cards. And you need to kind of like a little downtime for your brain to kind of regroup and decipher everything, right? And God is giving you that opportunity, because especially no matter where I see the Hangman, that means I just need you to kind of hang back. And God's going to get in there. Don't overthink stuff. Don't get anxiety ridden, fear and insecurity. That all bottles up as well. So, okay, it's meant to like soothe that down, get you into that quiet place, and prepare you for the next turn that's coming in your way. And it's going to be a good one. And this is interesting too. And I just need to validate that, how you need your own time, and you need to kind of like take that time to do that, because how other people view you in that eighth card position is the Four of Pentacles. It's the firm foundation in the area of the material. So kudos to you here as well. That's how other people look at you. But the thing about the reflection of the Four of Pentacles in my deck, we could also be shutting down in the non-exalted state. He's got all those coins. It's my money. It's my this, my time, my energy, my love. And, it could feel like a sense of competition for you, even your time, your energy, your emotional flow, your money, all that kind of stuff. But people might be seeing you as someone that has a firm foundation. So let's tune into that exalted state of the reflection of the Four of Pentacles, right? And not buy into like shutting down. In my deck, he's got his arms crossed. You might as well cross your legs and your eyes too. That's how much of a shutdown happens. And I don't want other people seeing you like that. You know what I mean? Because I need you to figure out how to balance this out, whatever's going on in your life right now, because that's the task at hand, and it means you could do it. And part of the answer here comes in the ninth card position. I love this. In our hopes and fears, the Six of Swords. So much thinking, so much fight for your identity, for your voice, the way you want to live your life, how you want to work, how you want to love, just doing it, right? It's been a lot of push and pull. And again, here in the friction, that's the journey of the swords. It's our thought, it's intelligence, it's communications, it's intellect, it's strategy, analytical thinking. But to the ancient tarot, it was the fight for ourselves. How, again, like we want to live our lives. And that's, I think, is reflecting here as well. So let's say you're having to do things that are obligating for family, but it's really pushing on your time, your energy, your emotion, everything else like that, okay? And in your hopes and fears, what is happening here is like that's a Six of Swords. It's a celebratory state. We don't really feel celebratory in the swords because it's so much energy being applied to that fight in our thoughts and our, just, again, that whole friction of identity. And the six it says that it's done. And I often use like the boxer in the ring. It's like you're standing there like, come on, who's next? But there's nobody in the ring with you anymore. So here's the answer, okay? Take off the gloves. Get out of the ring yourself. Get out of the Coliseum. Get out of the parking lot. Drive away, because you're going into safe shores. It's a whole new horizon. And I know you know this, and I think that's why they're kicking your ants in your pants. It's like you just want to get on with the next cycle of life. And it's going to happen, but it's going to unfold beautifully. But first and foremost, I got to get you into a relaxed state. If I keep you wound up here, you're not going to be able to enjoy the potential that's coming your way. All right. So don't be afraid of the potential fight that you think you might have. That's not going to happen. Don't let it happen. Okay. Again, silence is its own power. Not being engaged is its own power. Not having to justify or defend or like having to do any of that kind of silliness. That's all ego pride, right? That's a reflection of the six. So buy into the hope not the fear, because your identity is super strong now, that your mindset and the way that you're thinking and handling the brain thought, so it doesn't come out snappy or mean, and it comes out considerate, and that soft tongue again of the justice card. We're not going to cut someone to pieces. Pisces is that smart. So it's all about having that balance again, and you got this, Pisces, but it starts with you being the keystone. You got to get you in balance first. That's what the cards are asking you this week. And again, it's all about identity. I'm sticking with it. And the 10th card placement, the outcome card, the Three of Swords. You might have seen this the card with the heart with the three swords with it. It's literally, to the ancient tarot, it was breaking off authority, killing off the patriarch, that identity of tradition and our typical or stereotypical ways that we have to be with family and community that have laid down for generations and generations. That's been piled on you. And so now it's kind of coming to a new head and saying, what do you want to do next, Pisces? You've done those obligations. There's a little bit of more of responsibilities and like that to way out, but I need you to be solid in who you are, because everything you went through and everything you're going through right now is shaping you into this new individual that's ready to kick it in a new way, and it's all for your betterment and it's all for your benefit. Okay, and I'm just validating that as well in the bonus card, the Page of Wands. It's that energy, just like the two. It's like, it's youthful energy. Sometimes it's youthful people around us giving us a little kick to say, hey, let's go fly in a new direction. Let's go take that imagination and see where we're going to go create something in the material world. It can feel rushy, it can feel exciting. And again, probably why, the ants and pants, let's get moving on this. I want this next chapter of my life. But some things need to be dealt with first in you, to get that balance, and then so you could take care of whatever else is going on in the outside world. But I have the utmost confidence. Remember, there's two of you. You've got a lot of help, okay? So you could do this. It's a good week for you, okay? So thank you for visiting the channel. And if you like this content, if you would consider subscribing, that would be so awesome. People have been just so amazing. Thank you, thank you.